What do you do? My name is Elwood W. Delwood. That's E-L-L-W-O-O-D, W-D-E-L-L-W-O-O-D, and welcome to Tell You Later.
And don't forget to subscribe and like to their channel.
Hi, my name's Nancy, and when I'm not being abducted by aliens, I watch Tell You Later.
Do not forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit like right now.
Hit it!
You know what?
What?
We haven't got a title song for this show, so we're singing this thing instead.
Okay.
It's really just a substitute. Nonetheless, the melody may stay in your head.
Oh, I hope so.
'Cause it's a tune.
It's a tune.
You'll love to croon.
You'll love to croon.
But there's one thing you should know. We have to confess we do not possess a title song for this show.
Ain't it peculiar?
Believe it or not, we haven't got a title song for this show.
Oops. Welcome back.
And you know what that was?
That was the new theme song to What's in Katie's Lunchbox.
That's what we'd like to know.
But we're not. We have to welcome everybody first.
Oh,
it's
okay.
protocol.
Hi, that's Katie Leigh.
And that's Will Ryan.
And collectively, they
Are
the two of us.
Katie Leigh and Will Ryan.
That's right.
Will Ryan and Katie Leigh.
That's right.
Because neither one of us wants to dominate, except me. Because this episode, I have some things I want to.
By the way,
Yes.
now I'm doing what you
Now
did
you're
in episode
doing.
one. Yeah.
Like
Thanks
getting
to that.
stuff because you ate that payday bar.
No, well, after that,
Oh, and
I ate
jicama?
that jicama. And,
Yes, I'm famous for my jicama.
And I asked you a question, which is, I don't often ask this.
Yes.
And I said, is there paprika on the jicama?
Jicama. Yeah, well, there's this. You know what? Let me show you what I put on it.
Okay.
Crew of One, could you go get the seasoning? Because there is some dispute on how to pronounce this. So, since we like to include you in the audience, if you would
Is
like
there
to send us your pronunciations.
on the jicama.
It's on the shelf over there.
tonight.
Yes.
That's what
So,
I'm
yeah.
asking.
No, Tony. No. Yeah. Okay.
Is there paprika
So, I like to put this on my jicama.
on the jicama
With lemon juice.
tonight?
Jicama, by the way, is spelled with a J. Oh, that could be a song. Jicama, by the way,
Is spelled. That's
with
in the bridge.
J.
That's in the bridge.
And I use this. This is not a sponsor, but this
Jicama.
is Creole seasoning. And the name, I thought it was pronounced Tony Kacheries. However,
How do you spell it?
Tony.
I got that part.
Yeah, CH, but it's
Very tiny here.
but it's
The lettering is very.
Shashirs or something like that. Shashirs.
Cheshires.
Tony
Chachere apostrophe S.
Yes, I thought it was Tony Kacheries, but I think it's Tony Shashirs. There's a Tony.
Is there a phone number here we could call
There
up
is
and
a
ask?
phone number.
Let's call.
It's a consumer hotline. Wait a
Yeah.
second.
Well, this is important.
Let me see. Yeah, I didn't even think about that before. I love, in voiceover, by the way, you get a lot of scripts that you don't always know exactly how to pronounce them or the name of the town or something. So I will often just call
The town.
anything because I don't care if
Call
I
the
get
local
the answering
newspaper.
machine just to hear how something is pronounced. And I highly recommend that to all you future voiceover people. Don't just say what you think. Do your research, which is what we're doing now. Probably should have done it before, but we're being good role models. Let's see
are.
what it says.
We haven't hit each other once during at all, even
Look,
during this episode.
they are in Opelousas, Louisiana.
You have reached Tony Sash with Creole Foods after business hours. If you
Tony-
would like to leave a message in our general box, please dial
Sash?
1.
Tony
For directions
Sash?
to our location, please dial 2.
Let me call this again. Wow, that was
Yeah, we better listen.
incomprehensible.
We're being role models. We got to listen.
Yeah, listen.
If you want to talk, you got to listen. Okay, that's one.
Shashare? Shh, don't play.
You have reached Tony Sashry Creole Foods after business hours. If you would like to
Sashry?
leave a message in the
Sashry.
general box,
Tony
please dial
Sashry.
1.
Tony Sashry.
Sashry.
But a really long sash. Tony Sashry. Creel.
Sashry. Wow.
You have reached Tony.
Anyway.
You have reached Tony Sashry. Creel food. Tony Sashry. Creel foods.
Creole seasoning. So this is,
Sashry.
and there's no MSG in it, by the way.
Okay.
So we live on this. We eat it all the time at our house. But I love it on jicama with some lemon juice. And
I've never had it personally until
till
now.
It's great. And so to answer your question, does it
what's
have
in it?
paprika, salt, red pepper, black pepper, chili powder, which contains within the chili powder is chili pepper, spices, salt, and garlic powder with dehydrated garlic and some silicon dioxide as an
Love that silicon dioxide
agent. Yes.
As an anti-caking agent.
Yeah. So
Can I get it without that?
I guess there's no paprika per se, but
chili
it's
powder.
a little spicy.
Yeah.
And we love it. And the jicama is kind of juicy, right? So it's sort of it's very it's a good healthy snack.
Jicama could be almost described as without taste. Or so that adds flavor.
It definitely adds flavor.
Yeah. Well, it's
kind
like they
of
used
a
to say
starchy-
yogurt had
it's
no
a-
flavor, but it does.
It's a root.
Yeah.
It's a root from
It's
Mexico.
great. If you're doing a movie.
Jicama. Yes.
Oh, you're spelling jicama.
What did you think I was doing?
I thought you were sending out a secret code to some Nazis or something. I didn't know what you were doing.
No, I'm not a Nazi sympathizer.
Okay, well, I wasn't a collaborator. Is what I was implying.
Sounds like you're implying
But,
something.
I should have picked a better noun.
Yes, I think
Yeah, because that's an improper noun. I should have picked a proper noun.
you should have.
Right. To your Girl Scout troop.
Oh, my Girl Scout.
Were you ever in the Girl Scouts?
I was a Girl Scout for 12 years.
Really?
Yeah, I was.
Wow.
I was a Girl Scout for 12 years, all the way from kindergarten through high school, and I learned a lot. Yeah, I learned.
Do you know how to tie a knot?
Yes.
Do you know how to tie multiple
And a
knots?
tie, because you
and
have
a
to
tie?
learn that.
Oh, really? Wow.
I think it's in the brownies when we had a tie. And then,
And it's a regular +4.
and although I saw this
don't know
girl
what that
on YouTube who, did you see that illustration on YouTube of how she tied a tie, like just wrapping it like a real interesting way? Yeah, I'll have to
Wow.
show it to you.
Okay, great.
Speaking of showing you things, da 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 da. I would like to show you something. You know when we mentioned that some people might know us as Will and Katie, who are our personal friends. Some people might know us as Connie and Eugene, Connie and Eugene, respectively.
We've played those characters for over 33 years.
On Adventures in Odyssey.
on the
Some
wireless.
people might know us as Sunny Gummy and the Ogres and blah, blah, blah. Well, look what I
Gummy
found.
Bears.
I found we have done a lot of different things together. Some things that you don't even remember, I bet. Oh, I hope.
Did you remember this when you saw it?
Yeah, I looked. I have the video, actually.
So it was a video, not a record.
Right. This
Because
is
they
a
did
video.
records too, right? Didn't they? Or
Yeah,
not?
the Music Machine. I don't know. It says so in the episode called Benny's Biggest Battle.
That's right, I have. Well, what are you doing here?
That's Will. That's you.
I've done it again. What am I gonna do? And I promised
Katie.
the conductor. Oh, you gotta
And I promised the conductor.
Well, you gotta get control of yourself.
You haven't seen this, have you?
Nope.
You know what that says to me?
Okay, that's enough of that. No, we don't want to get double copyright problems here.
I know, but that was so cute. So we were cast in
Wow.
a lot of things
Look at that,
together.
yeah.
And he's like a caterpillar, which is Grubby.
Grubby is an
caterpillar.
octopede. He's an octopede. But,
Oh.
to be
And that's from Teddy Ruxpin.
I don't want to
You were in Teddy
insult
Ruxpin.
any
Whoops.
etymologists out
Uh-oh,
there.
I gotta make this
or
stop.
entomologists, I should say. I
That's
don't
called
remember
Benny's
that at
Biggest Battle, and now you can find everything on YouTube. So sometimes I'll be like just thinking about stuff and think, I wonder if that is on YouTube, and like
Really?
almost everything. We could look up some more things. So you were I don't know the name of that character.
One thing I've never...
You were like my conscience in that
Really?
episode.
Wow, they ran out of grasshopper consciences, I guess.
Yeah.
So they had sent out for...
An octopede.
No, well, no, that's whatever that was. You said a caterpillar, or we're just guessing?
I'm not really sure what that was, but...
Yeah. Did he wear a derby?
And I was...
But, I probably never even saw a drawing of... I must have seen a drawing of the character.
So that was
Do you
Tony
remember-
Salerno, Anthony Paul production. I think it was Tony Salerno who directed me. I'm always surprised when I show up for
remember
work
him.
and they say, you're going to be singing too.
Yes, right, yes.
And you know who else is in that?
And we've pre-recorded it in the wrong key.
Our friend, Donovan's dad, Stan Freeberg.
Oh, okay.
He plays the bad guy.
Oh, I remember that.
Oh, and you were some of the bad guy henchmen. Like you were the ogres and gummy bears. You play their little yes men in there.
Yes.
You need to watch it.
I did it like that?
Yes,
sir.
You probably did. I can find it. Yeah. And you know who the conductor is in that episode?
The real conductor?
The music machine conductor, the good guy.
Oh, you mean
The voice
a
of
character?
the good guy.
I don't know.
Pat Boone.
Oh, wow. No fooling. So I
Yeah.
worked with Pat Boone?
In a sense, yes.
Wow,
Yeah,
gee.
so did I, in a
Wow.
sense.
And that's one of the... And you know who else was in that? You mentioned Donovan. Donovan must have
Well,
been in it,
Stan,
too.
I don't know if Donovan was.
Because I remember he used to be in like a lot of things that his dad
Stan
did in
Freeberg,
those days.
we should tell people who
Stan Freeberg is an all-time great. Really,
He's
really
one of
talented guy.
all voiceover actors' predecessor role models,
Yeah.
along with June Foray and Mel Blanc. Those people, Dawes Butler. He's one of the pioneers, wouldn't you say?
Well, I don't know if pioneer is right, but he was certainly one of the really greats. I mean...
Is that an improper noun?
Well, I mean, because Stan's career started during the administration of FDR. Yeah, so Stan was around since then. But Jane Withers, who I haven't talked to in a couple of years, but I really should call her. She was doing cartoon voices 10 years before, 1933, 34, around there.
But Stan's known for some comedy albums, original, right?
Not some. I mean, really classic
lot.
comedy albums on
With-
Capitol Records. I mean, I have a photo somewhere of a dinner, and it's the head of Capitol Records.
I have that record. The one at the
This
White
photo?
House?
No, this is different. This is a photo of the head of Capitol Records, who owned the record store down at the corner, on Sunset and Vine or wherever it was. And
Capitol Records is the building that looks like a stack of records in Hollywood.
so at this dinner,
Yes.
sitting there is this fellow, Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, probably Peggy Lee, Nat King Cole, and Stan Freeberg.
You have this photo
Yeah.
from a dinner. How'd you get that?
My friend Michael Rosenberg had it.
Wow.
Yeah.
But he wasn't at that dinner.
He was not at that dinner, but it's a great photo. Stan, of course, had a copy. When I was over at Stan's house, I noticed
Wow.
it right away. I love
So
that photo.
the funny thing about Stan's son, I'm always remember Donovan, which is Stan's son's name, who I worked with. His son was named after June Foray's husband.
I did not realize that.
You didn't know
No,
that?
no
Oh, that's
fooling.
a bell ringer. Yes,
Wow.
because when
Yes,
they
of
brought,
course.
and I've heard this firsthand.
And
What?
June's dog was named after was called Donovan. One of her dogs was Donovan. Yeah.
That must have been after her husband passed
yes,
away.
right. I mean, she loved both.
Yeah, she had big dogs. She was a very little person with very big
Right,
dogs.
because when you said you were short, you're not short, but June was.
She's really
June was
short.
At her tallest, she was 5.
Yeah, she's really short.
Yeah.
But so Stan, when they had their son, Donovan, he didn't know what to name him. And he left the hospital with baby on his birth certificate, baby Freeberg. And they didn't name him for like a couple months later. And June Foray was married to her husband's last name was Donovan.
Yeah, Hobart.
Right? Hobart Donovan. And they ended up naming their son Donovan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, I never knew that.
How about that? Usually you're the one who's telling all the stories.
The first time I saw Stan in person was an initiation meeting for new members of the Screen Actors Guild.
Oh.
Now, I'd been in AFTRA for a couple of years, and I was now in Hollywood, and I'd done a movie.
What
and
movie?
It was called Ghost Dance. And
Was it scary?
it was a scary film, I think. But
A lot of
you know,
actors start
atmospheric.
out doing horror films.
Yeah, I'm not seen on it, but the composer. No, I did singing in it.
Oh,
and the
okay.
composer needed somebody who could hit a low B or B flat, because for this spooky effect.
What does that sound like? Can you still do it?
Sure.
I bet it's easier now that you're older. So is that on your resume?
Thanks for noticing.
Singer who can hit a low B flat.
No, but he knew me, and he knew Willie Onfilio, and I was hoping that we could both do that.
You know, by the way, I hope we'll have to tell you later because they don't know about Willie Onfilio.
Well, we'll talk about that some other
Yes,
time.
okay.
But sounds like a comedy act.
It does.
And maybe I was in it. Maybe I played Willio. Maybe
Willio.
Phil Barron played Philio. I'm not
Maybe,
sure,
but
but we'll find out.
We want to hear
Tell
the
you
whole
later.
history.
Okay.
Okay.
So anyway, yeah.
So you were in a movie.
He had these plastic pipes because he wanted a spooky effect. It was a good composer.
Like that.
Yes, and he and I were labeled. We were label mates. We were both on CBS.
I've never heard that expression, label mate.
Yes, for example, I was.
Sounds like it's something you use to, print out a label and put it on those things we used to have. Remember that would punch the white letters on the sticky plastic
Really?
tape?
It sounds
Didn't you
like
have
that?
one of those?
Yeah.
Label mates.
Really?
Doo-doo-doo.
Oh, okay. No, this is more like if you're Frank Sinatra and you're Dean Martin and you're on the same label.
Or
then
you're
label
Will
mates.
and
Or you're
this
Stan
fellow.
Freberg and you're Nat King Cole. Or the Misty June Christie. And you're on.
So you're label
which
mate.
reminds me of a story.
Okay, tell me that. Hold on.
Okay.
Tell me that later. Finish this one.
Okay, so I was label mates with Mr. Bird, who's the composer I'm speaking of. He was in a group called United States of America.
Oh.
And I was in some other group. And we were at CBS Records.
What was your other group?
Well, we'll tell you later.
Okay.
And because we got to get on to what we're talking about.
Well, I think you could say
No, I'll tell
part
you
of
later.
the story.
No.
Okay, fine.
So I don't know which track to get back onto because
Woo! Where's the switcher?
there's a good.
Yeah, should we go this way? Should we go this way? Should we go
Let us know
straight?
which track you want me to
Which
get onto.
track?
We'll,
All right,
we'll deal with it
okay,
later.
so you were making a noise, a low B flat.
Yes.
In a tube.
It might have been a B. I don't remember
For a
now.
scary movie in Hollywood, which was your first movie, and you
Yeah.
got it because you're a musician, not because of being an actor. Is that correct?
Because I was a singer, yes, and they needed someone who could hit that note.
Hit that note.
So it all worked out. And because it was a
Because you
great
were label
spooky, it was a
mates.
great spooky effect. He went out and got these pipes, and it was tuned to that. So to
Tune
create
a pipe?
well, the pipe was tuned to that. Sure,
It just was
everything is tuned to
naturally
something.
tuned.
Let's see.
Just-
Let's see. That's about that note. You're tuned to a D.
What's that?
Well, that's a D too. You're going for the.
Really? My whole head is a D?
Well, today
Okay.
depends on the weather.
It might change. I know I had to take a Sudafed earlier because it's a little. When the barometric pressure changes, I get a little sinus. I get stuffy. Okay,
that?
so you have a pipe that's tuned to B,
B flat. Yeah.
Not unlike my head.
And so
which
it
is tuned
added to
a
the
D.
spookiness of the scene. And it was RMS Productions that produced it, and RMS each stood for one of the producers, and one of them was the son of a famous Disney guy, and I can't remember who, coincidentally. And the female star of the picture was Julia Amato, whom you may recall. Julia Amato.
Yes.
Yeah. She was. We were all at Cunningham at the same time.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we became close later on. I didn't know her then at all. Never dreamed I'd meet her. But,
funny?
Yeah.
Life
I
is
still
so
have a piece
funny.
of furniture of hers in my house.
Okay. You have a lot of stuff at your house.
I know.
Yeah, we should take a tour someday because Will has stacks. It's like going to the library. You have to go through the stacks.
You need a card to get in,
You need a card to get
or
in.
to use anything.
His answering machine has been full since 1992, so don't bother calling because it's just that's it. It's stopped.
Yeah, you have to know me personally to get through to me.
You can't even. You've got to send a carrier pigeon. So that's the
Well,
best
no,
way to reach
we're
you.
exaggerating for
Not much.
for the purpose of humor.
Not much. No. Well, do you own a cell phone?
Tell you later.
Yeah.
I own a phone, if that's what you mean.
No.
I own a portable phone.
You own a portable phone.
I don't know if it works. It must run on cell, right? The
Yeah,
cells?
that's what they're called,
I guess.
cell phones.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
all new
Yeah, I do.
and mysterious.
No, it's not mysterious. I mean, I've owned these things in the past. I just
He has.
don't necessarily need
They don't
the
last very long, though. They
phone.
disappear.
No, remember, I went 5 years without a car,
Yeah?
and then I got a car, and then
We only have one car.
and I realized I didn't need it. So, remember Laurie Main?
Yes.
He never drove.
Well, that's because he was British. I think.
Actually, he was born in Australia.
Lucille
little known
Bliss
fact.
didn't drive either.
That's right.
They people at Lucille Bliss, who
I'm
was
friends
known
with all
as
the
Crusader Rabbit and Smurfette,
Smurfette.
who made my first demo, by the way, for
Really?
me in
She
San
produced it for you?
Francisco. Yeah.
No, up there. Wow.
Yep,
yeah.
she lived up there.
And down here simultaneously.
Yeah, she had a place down here, and I should tell you the
I was
story
up at her
about
place.
that. In here,
Here,
L.A.
yeah.
I used to drive
I guess
her
down
home
at her place.
sometimes.
Yeah.
She'll do.
Right.
She would do it to anybody. Could you drive me home?
Sure,
It was
Smurfette.
before
Yeah,
Lyft,
yeah.
right? So
And Laurie, part of the reason we became good pals was Laurie Main was the narrator of Winnie the Pooh.
Welcome to Pooh Corner.
Welcome to Pooh Corner, and
On the Disney
and
Channel.
a lot of other things too. And he was the last actor to work opposite Basil Rathbone as Watson.
Speaking of Sherlock Holmes, a few episodes back. Yes. Well, that's interesting because he was an on-camera actor. Well, a lot of people who come from cities that have really good public transportation never learn to drive, so it's no reflection on them, really.
So was I about to say something? Was this building to something?
Oh, the movie you
I brought
made,
up
and
Laurie Main.
you had a
Laurie
in
Main,
a
not
tube.
driving. Yes. But I think this is all building to something, and you know what? I think I know what it is, and you know what?
You're gonna.
Tell you later.
Okay.
Too slightly acquiesce, but still somehow you up and guess my inclination, 'cause I never said yes, I never said no, I never said stop, never said go. Nonetheless, we've got a